And also I would like to invite the participants of the panel discussion, Oscar Kneppers. You already know him, he's a Rockstart, founder of Rockstart. The next participant of the panel discussion, Nastya Khamenkova, Tech Minsk.
Hey.
I would like to invite the next participant of the panel discussion, Igita Palanska, Startup Wise Guys, Latvia. And one more participant that came here all the way from Israel, Dan Schwartzman, CEO of MindUp, Digital Health Accelerator.
Okay, so again, my name is Yuki. I'm a tech journalist. I'm originally from Japan, and I came from Berlin this time. And I'm going to talk about PR tips later, so please stay here. And so now we're going to have panel discussion about accelerator programs. And so what we're going to, the objective with our time today is I want you to learn what's the accelerator program is and how you can find a good program and how you can get in. The program is getting more and more competitive right now. And so I want to quickly ask how many of you guys are now looking for accelerator program? Have you already applied or are you going to plan? Are you going to apply?
One.
Oh, only one?
Two.
Oh, cool. Cool. Only one? Or maybe you will change your mind.
I know a few people who also participated,
Yeah.
like Igor, for example. You probably participated in Ukrainian accelerator, and then you had a demo day in San Francisco, I guess, right?
Cool. So we have today 4 great panelists, and they have so much to share about their program. So please ask them a lot of questions, and yeah, please engage. So
Can I ask a question
yeah,
to the audience? Okay. Who has a company or is working at a startup right now? That's good. One. Who is considering, two, who's considering quitting his job Monday and started? No. Who's considering building a company at some point? That's okay. Let's look at it optimistically. That's 5 times more people than so that's good. I guess that if I would start a company tomorrow, I would enter any accelerator that has the right mentors or the right network, because it is a great way to kind of kickstart a company. So yeah.
he's the expert.
Yeah.
Okay. So first, I want to let you guys give quick intro about what you do. Maybe 20, 30 seconds. Well, you already did, but yeah, again, from down.
So actually, I saw the movie, so I thought that I will also share kind of a quick video clip that shows what MindUp is doing. MindUp is based in Israel, very different program, I think, from what all the others are doing, and also different field because we are in the field of digital health. We're focusing solely on digital health. So if you can play the clip. Can you show the clip now? It will just save me many words.
So how many programs have you done?
We just started. We were founded about 6 months ago.
Ah, right. Okay.
So now we just got our first company.
Yeah. And why digital health?
Why digital health? This is the
Okay.
story.
Yeah.
The greatest contribution of all is the creation of new life. But what about making life not just longer, but also healthier and more fulfilling? That's what the field of digital health aspires to do. With a unique convergence of disciplines, it aims to fundamentally change the delivery and quality of healthcare for billions of people around the globe. And this is why we created MindUp, the first dedicated digital health incubator in Israel. MindUp brings together the power of IBM Watson's cognitive platform, the medical device expertise of Medtronic, Rambam's clinical experience in facilities, and Patango's track record in backing some of Israel's most successful technology companies. MindUp funds, supports, and nurtures outstanding entrepreneurs who bring cutting-edge technologies and products. Over a 2-year incubation period, MindUp provides business mentoring and professional resources, facilitates strategic partnerships and investments, connects companies to a wide global network of stakeholders, and creates a vibrant community of entrepreneurs with a shared passion for the digital health era. MindUp will boost entrepreneurs to the forefront of global innovation and enhance their chance to succeed in shaping our future. MindUp, nurturing success.
So I will just kind of complete a few words about this. If you've noticed, our program is for 2 years. We do fund the startups. We do take equity. And this is a joint program of the Israeli government, actually, that funds part of the budget that the companies are working with, and we fund the other the other part. We do take equity, and the interesting thing about our program is that our incubator is this joint venture of the 4 entities that I mentioned there in this clip. Medtronic, which is today is the largest company in the world of medical devices, medical technology, IBM that I'm sure you're familiar with, Patango, which is the largest venture capital firm in Israel, and Rambo, which is a medical center that helps us kind of connecting the dots and making sure that what we are developing or what the companies are developing is kind of will fit the medical workflow, the clinical workflow, and the clinical needs.
Thank you, Dan.
Nice moving.
Hi, I'm Egita Polyanska. I'm currently work at Startup Wise Guys Riga, so managing the Riga batch, which is actually the first expansion for Startup Wise Guys. Quick background, Startup Wise Guys was founded in 2012 in Tallinn, Estonia. And there we have been running 6 accelerator programs since then. So Riga is the 7th one, also the first expansion, as I mentioned. And we are already preparing for the program number 8 that will happen in Tallinn again. What is Startup Wise Guys? So what do we do and what do we offer? So first of all, we are looking for B2B startups. And that are doing something with software. We don't have any more specific focus at the moment, just B2B and SaaS. We offer 20,000 euros for a small percentage of equity. We also offer a sales curriculum, basically 90 days of workshops, lectures, and access to our mentor investor pool. Just to give you an overview, for example, for one program, we invite around 100 mentors that are working with the startups during those 90 days, and they also can keep working after the 90 days. So each of them are doing a lecture or workshop or doing office hours. And I would say mentors and investors are the biggest asset of our accelerator. And also we have 52 alumni companies already from over the 30 countries from the whole world. And they're also very keen on helping the next startups that are accepted in our accelerator. So we always say that it's like being in the family. Besides that, the startups also get like office space for 90 days, either in Riga or Tallinn, and also deals from our corporate partners, so big companies offering different kind of deals that also help startups to grow and kickstart their business. So that's, in short, Startup Wise Guys.
Thank you very much. Nastya Homenkova, I represent TechMinsk. I'm a coordinator of TechMinsk students. This 4-week accelerator program, which was founded
3 years ago. And we've already educated here in Minsk more than 50 teams. One of our rock stars are Panda Dog team, and also founder of Masquerade, Evgeny graduated from Tech Minsk as well, and we have Trek Dog in our list of alumni. So this is a very intensive educational program, mostly in English. We invite international and local mentors to help teams to grow their project and their startup during this program. We don't take any equity for now, but in the future we are planning to invest in startups for a small equity. We don't have any admission fee, we just have a registration fee, which is for a team, not for a participant. We have 100 mentors in our list of mentors who work with companies online or come to Minsk and provide with master classes and workshops. So, and Tech Minsk is mostly for Belarusian teams, but we also had experience with teams from Finland and India.
Is a program done by English?
It's mostly in English, but we have several classes in Russian and workshops in Russian, and also local mentors. They speak mostly Russian, but 80% of educational program is provided in English.
Cool.
For the people that just walked in, my name is Oscar Kneppers. I'm the founder of Rockstar. We accelerate companies, we house them, we love them, we give them great coffee, and we also do some impact programs. But we focus on helping startups overcome their biggest issues in the first 1,000 days, the first 2 to 3 years, where they're the most vulnerable and the most value can be made, I guess. We're based in Amsterdam, in Nijmegen, and Bogota, Colombia.
Okay. So Egita and Nasir talked about the program. So maybe a little bit more about MindUp, like how overview about the program, how long it is, and what do you provide to the attendees?
Okay, so MindUp, again, it's a program for 2 years. What we provide is obviously office space, all the administrative support, legal services, accounting services. So basically, we're trying to free up the team to focus solely on developing the product and not to deal with all the other things that can consume a lot of time, especially for a small company. So it's kind of, I would say, one aspect and almost the basic. The other thing that we provide is the networking environment. Again, it was mentioned here. Oscar did a great kind of presentation to demonstrate how important it is to be together, to meet the people, to be around people like you. People suffer from the same problems and the same challenges that you suffer. This is also what we provide there. I would say that one of the key things or the main added values that we provide is the involvement of these giants that founded the incubator. And it was mentioned also earlier today by kind of the discussion at SAP and the involvement of large organization and how you making sure that what you are developing at the end of the day will be somehow connected to a large organization. And from the large organization perspective, how you encourage and how you induce innovation and making sure that it will be close to you, but it will not consume or distract you from doing what you want to do. And this is one of the things that we are doing at MindUp, is that basically a startup every time or along the way can benefit from access to the technology, the knowledge, the experience, the relationships, the contacts that any of the partners in our company has. So You can talk to senior architects in IBM very often. You can talk to strategic marketing people at Medtronic in order to get access to the market. Basically, you are very close to the large organization without burning all your LinkedIn contacts there.
Can I add something? One of the things that we found, so... Thanks.
Why 2 years? First of all, we are focusing on digital health, so many of the products are not pure software. It needs to go through regulatory process very often. The development cycle is longer. Very often there are devices that are involved. When we are talking about software that will go to digital health, very often in our case it will be big data analytics, radiology or image processing applications that takes a lot of data, a lot of time to develop. So these are not kind of the mobile apps that you can develop in few weeks or in few months and go out to the market.
And what's the schedule? Is it necessary to stay for 2 years in Israel?
In Israel, only in Israel. This is a program that is subsidized by the government of Israel. So you don't need to be a citizen of the country. You don't need to be Jewish or anything like that. You can just need to reside in Israel, and the company needs to be registered in Israel.
You just have to be in the army for 2 years, no?
No, this is, we'll give this away.
Can I add something to that question? As you've seen, that we don't do 2 years, but I agree. If you're in, especially in hardware, then 6 months and even 2 years is short, especially if you need approval from FDA or something. So we, at Rockstar, we focus generally on data analysis, preventive data analysis, etc. But one of the things I wanted to add is that big companies are other than, so in any accelerator, customer validation is crucial. Go out, talk to people. What we've seen in digital health is, other than web mobile or the energy thing, is that you have to involve patients, and that's the only accelerator that we're really plugged into a hospital, and that's why we're also based in another city than Amsterdam, where they have a lot of innovation that we can validate at the patient, at the beds, if we need to. And I guess with digital health, that is one of the main things to get to the end user, or so not even the user, but the one that's at the end of the line needs the benefits of what the innovation is about.
Yeah, perhaps I can add a word on that. I don't know how many of you are in the field of digital health or in the medical field in general, but one. But one of the things that you will see is one of the major challenges of digital health companies is now, in order, even once you get to the stage that you have a product, you got the FDA approval, and now you're trying to sell your product to hospitals or to insurers. Now, at least in the US, what we see very strong is that customers or potential customers, it's not enough that they want to see validation and data kind of proving that the product is working, but also they want to see the data or the program working on their patients. Mm-hmm. So this is something, again, it's another challenge, and this is something that without the connections, without the relationship, it's much more costly and longer to get them.
You can interrupt any questions. Yeah, if you're having questions. Okay, so the next question is about maybe the application process, and like my impression is the getting in an accelerator program is getting more and more competitive around the world. Like, so how do you find the right teams or founders in the application process, and what they can do so that they can stand out? Anyone?
Okay, can
yeah,
I?
Sure, yeah. I can start.
Yeah.
So the first question was, how do we find the companies and what they... So we run an application process, which is usually 2 months. But I would say it's very hard to get into only through an application process. It's always nice because when we select the companies, we like to talk to them, because one is you see the application answers everything written on the paper, but when you talk to the person that gives you a different point of view of his team and the startup. So that also kind of goes to the second part of the question is how do we choose? So for us, I think as similar to other accelerators, incubators, the first thing we look at is the team. How experienced is the team? How well they can execute? And that's usually is very well shown by the previous work. How long has the team been working together? What they have been doing? And here I would like to add that if you have worked at the startup and you failed at the startup, that's not a bad thing. That actually might be a good thing. It gives you credibility that you know what not to do in the next startup. The second is, Startup Wise Guys, we look at the market. So are you going global? How big is the market? Is there a market potential? Because we're also in investors. And the third one is product. But the product is, I would say it can change during the program. And we have seen similar cases in our previous batches. A lot of teams pivot, they change the product a bit. So I would say the team itself, and you need to show us that you can execute. And that's also sometimes the best application, the best teams are, that's why we are coming to the conferences. We try to visit different cities, talk to our mentors, our investors, so they can suggest the best teams. So also as probably a suggestion to potential founders is network. Talk about your startup. You never know who might suggest you to some accelerator and give you some credibility.
Competition is going up, so there are way more accelerators than, let's say, 5 years ago. But the quality of the startups is improving rapidly. I was jury in a startup weekend last Sunday, and I've done startup weekends for the last many years, and I've seen the quality, the overall quality of the entry level of the people coming in doing a startup weekend just like for 54 hours has gone way up. So instead of this nice trial thingy that they're playing with for a weekend, they're actually companies that I would invest in some cases on Monday morning. So you see the quality going up, and there's more, and that is a good thing. That's, I guess, what we all want is more people building companies. So there's more supply, there's more accelerators, and I guess that you have to, as a startup founder, to look at the accelerator that has the best mentors and the best vertical, and then it's the team. It's make sure the team. It's the first three things we always mention that. Yeah.
A motivated team which is motivated to continue working under this project and to listen to all mentors' advices, to skip some of them or to implement some of them, to go back to them. And actually, as I heard from my colleagues, we are all based in some kind of co-working space or a space where a community is concentrated. So, and for TechMinsk, we also share such experience in attracting teams to batches, and I'm a Guru Startup Hub community, which is developing here, and this space helps us much because we do presentations every time at every event, meetup or conference or competition, etc. And we also provide those events with like prizes or extra motivation for teams to apply for TechMinsk as well.
It kind of a couple of things. One is from our perspective, all said here is obviously correct for us, and I think for every incubator or accelerator regarding the team, the market, the product, everything. One more thing that is relevant for us is the strategic fit from our perspective. Mm-hmm. We want to make sure that our partners can add value to the companies, and this leads me kind of to the other point, or kind of advice, if I may, kind of sharing with you. I think this competition between that there are more accelerators, more programs, is a good thing for the accelerators. It's a good thing also for the entrepreneurs. Keep in mind that, again, I don't know how it is here. At least in Israel, there are now about 70 accelerators. So you as a startup, you can find yourself going from accelerator from one program to the other program to the third program. Sometimes it's too much. So the same way that you are talking among yourself, also accelerators are talking among themselves. So if you did something bad, at some point others will know that. And kind of the advice that I would share is that again, the same way that you want to be selected by the accelerator, you also want to select your accelerator and make sure that it's a good fit also for you. And it's not enough that you've been selected. Sometimes it's better to decline and say thank you. Although you want me, it's not a good fit, and just to not to go there.
Interesting. I guess it's getting more competitive among accelerators to find a good team. And
I've never felt, well, in the Netherlands, we don't have 70 accelerators, but like 2 or 3. So it is, and people are always saying, so what about the competition? Where we have room for 50 more. There's so many applications coming in, and I guess that you just want the best ones. And I guess that the way to do that is to be at conferences and talk about what you do and see a cultural fit. But it's, I guess that is a good thing.
Send them
like
to Israel.
it's a vice versa. So it is due diligence the other way, right? Yeah.
Interesting. Then what about from the point of view of founders, startups? How can they find a good accelerator that they can fit? They can get the most value out of it? Any comment? Any
do your
insight?
homework, yeah.
Yes, I think that it's important to, the same way that we screen and interview you, the same way you need to screen the accelerators and interview us, and making sure that you get the right location that is convenient for you, the right team that you can work with. Also, I would say that the other kind of your peers, other companies that are in the incubator are also relevant, because if you are doing
to the peers,
right, if you are doing digital health and you are going to an accelerator that is doing only fintech, maybe it's not the best accelerator for you, because one of the I think the great added values of accelerator, or again a program that is supporting startups, is this network of peers that you can talk to, people that suffer from the same challenges that you suffer. And again, if you are in the consumer health business, in the consumer business, and you're going to someone, and you are in an incubator that all the participants are from I don't know, the military industry, you will not benefit from that so much.
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah, I just want to add that this is definitely what you should consider when looking into an accelerator. So I think also Sergio from one of the previous presentations had like a slide about investors, so that kind of applies also to accelerators. So I think it was where to found the company, so it's similar actually. You look at where are your customers, where are your investors, what is your target market, where do you want to be. So it also eases up the decision where to go, the location-wise, and also the focus, as you said. It's always good to talk to the people, to the mentors, look at the mentors. Who are the mentors? Who are the alumni companies? Ask them, how was the program? So it's actually all about networking and talking to people and finding the cultural fit as well. So that's why part of the selection process, we always meet the teams in person before we accept them, because it's good to meet them in person and talk to them and see how we fit, if we can help them or not.
Most accelerators have more or less the same application process. So many of them use the same software. Success, yeah, it's a crazy name, but everyone uses it.
What's
it's
the name?
built by John. Success. F success. So for success.
I usually say F success. So.
F success. Well, anyway, it sucks. The name sucks, but it's really good, and everyone uses it. So the application process in itself technically is the same thing, and it's easy. And it's also good. Just keep in mind, if you have an idea and you might not even hit the apply button, but just do the fill in. It is really, a debunking way of finding out if you just have a crazy idea that you cannot answer many questions because you will find out if you're just playing with a thing or if it's really meaningful. And if you just do it once or twice, and then you know what to focus on before you do it, finally apply for it. Yeah, it's a good system.
Interesting. So can they apply only with idea? You don't take a look at the stage or product, prototype? Or
Team. Yeah,
team.
you need a team. We don't
team.
accept single founder teams, for instance. We don't do single founders.
Plus prototype as minimum.
Really? I don't know. Okay, it's not about success, I guess. It is about coachability from an accelerator standpoint. If you just have one person in a team, you need to build a team in the short amount of time that you need, right? So if you have 3 to 6 months and you have to assemble a team in that time and then build the product and then pivot and do it again, it is hard. So for an accelerator, it might not be the case, and I believe it. I did my first companies alone, and it was pretty good, but it's less fun, obviously. But it is. Can you send me the research? I'm really interested. Yeah.
Yeah, but I actually want to add that this, I agree with Oscar, and we have seen from the accelerators, we also kind of do not accept solo founders, because if you go through the accelerator and you're only one person in your team, it's also hard with the mentor feedback, with everything. So it's like you have to discuss with yourself, and you don't have any other external opinion to discuss. Like that gets really hard and stressful.
Maybe any questions from the audience?
Hungry people.
100 people? Yeah.
Yeah, this one. Yeah, alumni. Yeah.
Good advice.
Yeah, if you go, so my children are now ready for high school, and you visit like 10 schools before you make a choice, and it makes sense because you're stuck. Well, not for life, but for a long time. If you're building a company, you're stuck with it for a long time, so it better be good. Yeah.
So maybe I would add another kind of advice, if I may. Accelerators, incubators are not the only form or channel to success or to raise money. So if you're applying to an accelerator and you're declined, it doesn't mean that you will not be successful.
You can run for president somewhere,
right?
And just
exactly.
make it. Yeah.
And I tried not to talk about that. But here it's safe, right?
So who needs the most accelerator and who do not need an accelerator when you start a company?
Well, you need at least to have a skill. So what we say is tech-driven, innovation-driven, tech-oriented, globally scalable. It needs to be scalable. So if you just have like a second store, which you need as many people for, and when it's not scalable, it's probably acceleration is not really interesting.
Any other questions from audience? Come on.
Amsterdam is a great city. Really.
Yeah, maybe you can pitch your program with
There's no such thing as free drugs, but it's a great city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think? What are you proud of your accelerator the most? What do you think? Anything? If there is anything unique aspect compared to the other programs?
I think I've shown it.
Yeah,
so,
that's true.
First of all, TechMinsk is the first ever accelerator in Belarus, and we're proud of them, of this fact, and we're proud of our board of managers or advisors, and one of the speakers of startup conference, Rish Lotlikar, is a part of our advisory board. So And of course, we're proud of the list of mentors we were able to attract and who help to our alumni and participants of the accelerator. And we're also proud of our alumni community. And we see that they get back to the community with different. We have like alumni day where they share their experience about what was wrong and what was right in their strategies, and it's always important for participants or students, how we could call them, to get this experience for them. And of course, our managerial team, which help our students to go through all these intensive classes and workshops.
What about you?
Well, I would say we are proud of our alumni, because if they succeed, that means we are doing a good job. That's
Yeah.
That is a good answer. Yeah.
So we don't have alumni yet, so we cannot be proud of them. But we just started 6 months ago. But I would say we're proud of two things. One is obviously the ability to put together or to pull together these kind of different parties to talk to each other and to agree to with each other, kind of making Medtronic and IBM this multi-billion, multinational organization to talk to each other, to sign an agreement, to be partners in an incubator in Israel from all the countries in the world. It's something that we're very proud of. The other thing that I would say is that we, in the past 6 months, we met with about 120 companies. From these 120 companies, I would say 98% of them are from Israel, but we met with a company from Australia, an entrepreneur from Australia that wanted to open the company in Israel, also one from Uruguay that from some reason thought that Israel will be the best place from him. But since we see so many companies and we have so little room for companies, we plan to invest in 5 companies each year. Again, because this is a 2-year program, so we cannot. We need to be very selective. But probably the one thing that we are very proud, that I'm very proud of, is that all the companies that we met with, and again, over 100 companies we met with, and we did some due diligence process, whether it was 1 meeting, 2, 3, 5 meetings, all the companies, the feedback that we got from them was that they learned something and they got a lot of value only from the process and only from the evaluation that we did, even if they were not accepted to the program. So this is something that for now I can be very proud of.
Great. Okay.
Hi, my name is Yulia. I'm representative of Israeli Embassy here in Minsk. And first of all, I would like to welcome Dan Schwartzman to this conference and then thank the organizers for inviting him. I think he's a great representative of what Israel has to offer in this respect. But my question, actually I have 2 questions. First of them is addressed to the Belarusian representative. You have a great high-tech park here, which also has an incubator. But could you please elaborate a little bit more about accelerators here in Belarus? How many do you have? What are the difficulties that you encounter? And for every participant, how do you see the perspective of cooperation with Belarus in this regard? Thank you.
How many accelerators do we have in Belarus? Actually, yeah, we have a number of incubators that all about taking a company inside, in this space, and provide them with different knowledge and master classes. We know that Park Technology, they provide some companies with this experience and knowledge. Accelerator, the difference of accelerator program is that it is intensive program, and the aim of participating in any accelerator is to grow very rapidly through knowledge, through experience you get in the accelerator, and through contacts with mentors and their knowledge and experience as well, the tasks which they rise in front of teams. That is why we see the progress during 4 weeks of accelerating progress. We see this progress, and this is the most important for us to provide to the team of participants. I don't know any more accelerators hosted in Minsk. Tech Minsk is the only one accelerator still. And also for us, it's important to get access to those investors and mentors we have in the list, because for our companies, for our teams, it's not easy to travel on different conferences and get contacts from them. That is why we inspire our startups to extend the list of their contacts and the list of partners or other startups they could meet globally. So they could just start with I'm a Guru and Tech Minsk. I'm a Guru like Space, and Tech Minsk like accelerator program. So, and we also, regarding the cooperation between other accelerators, we often invite other accelerators to come to Minsk and to present their programs. For example,
invite me back.
Yes.
I will come.
For example, it's your chance today. You had a presentation, I guess, presenting Rockstars, and for us it's a great pleasure to host you here at Demaguru. And we also had representatives of Startup Wise Guys Estonia, and we're happy to host now Startup Wise Guys Riga, which is closer to Belarus, and also, Startup Sauna visits us every year, not months at least, presenting their program. For us, it's a great experience and connection, and I know that our alumni also participated in other different accelerators, like at least Startup Sauna and Startup Rise Guys.
And the second part of your question was, what? Right. One of our best employees is from here.
Really?
Yeah, Daria. And it is, what I read about Belarus before coming here was that it has a tech army of really good coders, right? So I guess that so what we're always doing is to find the best startups. We have actually someone whose job it is to find great startups. That is the job title. And you could say I'm working for her, because that's the only thing I do is stand on stage and find the real people that find us a cultural fit where the most need is and the best quality. And that's what I heard about Belarus. Yeah.
Yeah, I can only agree. We all are already cooperating, and this is my second time visiting Minsk. I was here in July. We talked to the teams in Tech Minsk, and we did like a mini pitch event. You have like great talent and great minds here, so we are definitely looking for startups from Belarus. And actually, currently in Riga batch, we have one. So our last trip succeeded with one company.
So I would say we don't have any formal collaboration with Belarus. Any of you, if you have a good idea and you're willing to come to Israel for 2 years, you are welcome to talk to me, and we can work it out. But I think the most important thing regarding kind of our partnership and collaboration, I would say, is networking. And the world becomes smaller and smaller. Maybe the US become kind of less
drift away like England. Drift away. Yeah.
But networking is, I think, is the key word. And the more people you know, the more opportunities come, and opportunities to do your clinical trials in a hospital in Belarus is always an option. And for someone to come to live in the Netherlands for 6 months is always an option. Just know the people, talk, communicate, tell your story, do it well, and you will meet good people and end up in a good position.
Yeah, a lot of talent in Europe.
Great point. Yeah. It's very, very rare and a good opportunity for networking today. So yeah, please come to talk to them. Yeah, there will be a run. And so thank you so much for
Thank you.
sharing your
Thank you.
insights.